It is a great pleasure to welcome on stage Mrs. Angelika Liedler, responsible for tourism in Austria, who will be President of the Council of the European Union during the second semester of 2018.
Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Mr. Octavi Bono, dear hosts of this inspiring workshop, and I would like to say it's always a great pleasure to come to Barcelona, and this time even more, I would like to thank the hosts of this meeting for the perfect organization, for the great hospitality. And I was asked to talk a little bit about the Austrian EU Council Presidency and the plans for tourism in the European Year of Cultural Heritage. Today we have heard a lot about the importance and the undeniable value of cultural heritage for Europe, an essential tool to boost mutual understanding and increase the national and historical consciousness. Austria welcomed the decision of the European Parliament and Council to dedicate 2080 to this very important topic, the Year of Europe's Cultural Heritage. I would like also to congratulate NECSTouR for the draft of the declaration. I think it's a very ambitious document and seems to be an excellent compendium for strengthening the ties between culture and tourism beyond the European year 2018. We in Austria, of course, will follow, and I can promise this, with great interest, the further consultations, and we will be very glad to spread the information throughout the Austrian stakeholders. Culture is a very important pillar of the Austrian tourism offer, reflected not only by its ample amount of immaterial cultural heritage and the 9 Austrian UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We have launched a lot of activities within the past decades to support cultural conservation and development, as well as creativity and innovation, including initiatives like the Imperial Austria and the World of the Habsburgs, as well as Creative Austria and Film Location Austria. The main focus of cultural tourism development is put on cultural events, local customs and culinary art by combining tradition and modernity in order to attract different age groups and boost all-season tourism. And of course, we have heard during the day very long, to involve the local population. Many Austrian tourists indicate to travel because they want to learn about foreign cultures and customs, a strong motive for a lot of travelers around the world and of high relevance for the European tourism sector. Important overseas markets, like the biggest source market worldwide, China, are attracted by Europe's great variety of the cultural offer. The expectations of new target markets and the increasing number of visitors call for continuous development and reinvention of our cultural heritage. Digitalization should be used not only for promotional purposes, but also as a tool to share the story of our past, present and future in order to make the invisible visible for our guests and redirect the flow of visitors to previously unknown hidden places and sites. The discussions of today made it very clear that the increasing number of travelers call for smart and forward-thinking tourism planning and management in order to protect heritage as well as include and inspire the local population. Within its EU Council presidency in the second half of 2018, and with regards to the 2018 European Year of Cultural Heritage, the Austrian Federal Chancellery, responsible for cultural affairs and the European Year of Cultural Heritage, has planned many activities within this year, but I would like to draw your attention especially to the closing ceremony on 6th and 7th December in Vienna. In tourism, Austria aims to foster tourism as a tool to support European identity and contribute to the mutual understanding and appreciation of different customs and culture, support small and medium-sized enterprises and development in rural areas, and enhance the cooperation between countries to prepare for future challenges and promote sustainable tourism development and innovation. We would like to fight needless regulations and support fair competition as well as easily accessible and comprehensible EU programs open for tourism objectives. During the negotiations on the future cohesion and regional policy, we must, among others, ensure a simplified structure of the regulative framework. And we need a regular mutual exchange between member states and tourism stakeholders as we have today. In this regard, the European Tourism Forum, organized in cooperation with the European Commission, will take place on 1st and 2nd of October 2018 in Vienna. In times of rapid changes, it will be more and more important to know who will travel, how will people decide where to go, how will people travel and how will they move around, how can destinations meet the traveler expectations, how can we secure the value added and where are the limits to growth? So we will bring up these topics and discuss strategic visions for a sustainable tourism which is directed to quality of life and value added. Let me end by saying that the interdependency of and the border between culture and tourism is hard to grasp and is even more difficult to measure. A fruitful cooperation between the culture and the tourism community should therefore be a logic necessity for further growth of both sectors. I thank you very much.